Danity Kane came from the third series of Diddy's Making the Band, a reality show designed to find the next big group to take the music world by storm. Each member beat up to 10,000 hopefuls across the country and was chosen from the final 11. The original members were Aubrey, Aundrea, Fimbres, Dawn Richard, Wanita Woodgett, and Shannon. They were formed in 2005 and soon signed to Bad Boy Records by Diddy. Their journey was told over 4 seasons that kept many at the edge of their seats, wondering who would finally get into the band and where the band would eventually go. Season 1 saw Diddy change his mind about actually forming a band, expressing discontent with the level of talent. Luckily for Aubrey and Aundrea, he decided to invite them back for Season 2, where they had to compete all over again with new contestants. They were soon labelled Aubrey, and their friendship blossomed over the seasons.
I really do, hands down, absolutely adore you, and I think that you're amazing, and I wouldn't pick anyone else in this world to go through this experience with.
The contestants did different challenges, such as going on long runs, dance eliminations, singing and songwriting challenges. They were judged on their looks, image, and even their weight.
Very much.
Dominique, how do you feel about if they were to tell you you had to lose 10 pounds? You would be up for that challenge?
Without a doubt.
That's the issue.
Yes.
They can actually meet the challenge every time it's needed.
Yes.
The audition process seemed more like training for the Olympics at times. They were pushed physically and mentally. Diddy was looking for more than just girls who could sing and dance. They each had to have something special. They had to be born stars. MTV rating records were smashed as we saw the birth of Danity Kane. In Season 3 of Making the Band 3, viewers got to watch Danity Kane go through ups and downs as they tried to establish their sound and image. They also had to bond as a group because they were essentially thrown together. So, were Danity Kane victims of the infamous Bad Boy curse? One of the perks of being with Bad Boy was getting to work with top producers such as Rodney Darkchild Jenkins and Timbaland. They released their self-titled album in 2006. The album reached number 1 on the US Billboard 200 and went platinum, selling over 1 million copies in the US. The most successful single from the album was Showstopper, which reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. Ride For You was voted by fans to be their second single. It didn't reach the top 10, probably because it wasn't promoted as well as their debut. A third single was never released. It was believed they couldn't agree on what song to release. The cracks started to show in Season 3. Aubrey was unhappy about having her vocals cut from certain tracks without warning. This was surprising since she was always considered the emerging star of the group, but it was put down to production preferences. Could it be, even back then, that Diddy wanted to humble her and give her a clear message that she was not irreplaceable?
Why you looking like that? You don't know what I'm saying? Like you scared? Yeah. Why you looking at me like that? Why you looking at me like that?
I don't want to cry, but I don't have the right to be
You have a right. No, you do.
Everyone else is getting stuff
No, you're right. You are not wrong. We have every right to feel that way. It's not fair.
We can be a group without me. You don't even need me. I'm not on any other track.
I disagree with that.
The events that later ensued made things a lot clearer. 2 years later, their second album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, was released during their appearance on Making the Band 4. This was the season Danity Kane filmed with Day 26 and Donny. Damaged was the official single and reached number 10 on Billboard. It was their second top 10 hit. The video for the single was nominated for 2 MTV Video Music Awards for Best Pop Video and Best Dancing in a Video. Welcome to the Dollhouse went number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold. It eventually sold over 500,000 copies. They had 2 consecutive number 1 albums and 2 top 10 singles under their belts. Then, drama unfolded on the last season of Making the Band 4. We saw Aubrey and D Woods get thrown out of the group by Diddy on the show's season finale. Diddy believed Aubrey was trying to be the standout star of the group and wanted to put her own interests first. She took sexy photo shoots that he believed were too raunchy for the group's young fan base. She also had other commitments, such as acting in the musical Hairspray. We saw them clash a few times. It was uncomfortable to watch. He also questioned her talent compared to the other girls, saying her dance skills had gone downhill. He called her one of the worst dancers when she used to be one of the best. He criticised her image, from her low-cut tops to her big hair.
You want to show all your skin, you want to be naked. Can I ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like you? No. What do you want to look like, though? You like big hair, though. You do like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
During the showdown, Diddy told D Woods to go because he sensed she was unhappy in the group. He later said, "D just got caught up in the wrath, but I would work with her again." She had planned to work with another girl group at the time and never returned to Danity Kane. Aubrey and D Woods became closer as the seasons of the show progressed. They referred to themselves as Ebony and Ivory. Aubrey seemed to drift further and further away from Aundrea, the bond they once shared becoming a distant memory. Diddy revealed that Aundrea emailed him wanting to leave the group. He suspected it was because of friction between her and Aubrey. As he sat down to discuss the issues with the girls, he ended up singling out Aubrey, and it went downhill from there. There was talk of Dawn being offered a solo deal with Diddy's label, but this was denied. A free song demo of songs featuring Dawn's voice was leaked. Diddy admitted having Dawn record some songs for his album because he liked her distinctive voice. Aubrey brought this up with Diddy during the confrontation. She told him he should have communicated with them and been open about his plans with Dawn. Diddy didn't take too kindly to that and told her she could leave, then proceeded to fire her.
Go with it. Would you like to think about it? I'm going to give you some time to think about it, because she's not going to be in Danity Kane.
All the women agreed there was a trust issue within the group, as some of them had other endeavours. Addressing Aubrey via satellite on the show's reunion special, Diddy said, "Check this out, baby girl. See, your attitude is going to have you in a dark and lonely place. What you need to do at the end of the day is humble yourself. I got love for Aubrey. I don't have any beef with her. I just want to work with a young lady that I signed, not the person that fame has made her." About her firing from the group, Aubrey said, "I would rather be hated every damn day of my life for being real than loved for being something I'm not." In an interview with Us Weekly, Dawn gave more insight into Aubrey's dismissal from Danity Kane. Puff did not like where her image was going for the group. It wasn't a personal thing. "We had just did a signing with Dollhouse Teen, which is for 13 and 14-year-old young girls. So we can't do that one day and then the next day do an obnoxious cover." Fans were not happy about the firing of Aubrey and D Woods. They left angry messages on MTV's news blogs. Some even turned against Dawn, accusing her of throwing shade at the girls in interviews. Other fans decided they would embrace the changes in the group. The third album was put on hold due to the upheaval, but they had various endorsement deals and worked on different projects. Sadly, at the beginning of 2009, Dawn announced in an MTV interview that Danity Kane had officially split. Diddy had invited all members of the group to film another season of Making the Band. Only Aundrea and Dawn showed up. "As of right now, Danity Kane doesn't exist," Dawn said. "It's devastating for me. You'll see me and Dre try and pick up the pieces on our own. Pieces that we didn't even make. We didn't even break it, and we're trying to sweep it up ourselves." Puff invited all the girls to come back this season, and they chose not to. Only 2 of us showed up. That's fine if that's the choice. In an interview with Pix11 News, Shannon gave her take on Aubrey and D Wood's dismissal, saying that she's still in touch with the girls. "Honestly, That day when we came for that meeting, that's how it happened. It was right there. I mean, I've always said I was a little shell-shocked. I love my girls. Whatever's meant to be will be, she said. Diddy praised Shannon at the time, saying it was a pleasure to work with her. Meanwhile, Aubrey appeared in Playboy, perhaps showing that Diddy's fears were not completely unfounded. Thankfully, this was not the end of Danity Kane, but unfortunately, it was the end of their heyday. D. Woods said the group failed because it never had a solid foundation. They were 5 strangers thrown together and expected to have a connection. Things eventually crumbled. An all too familiar story when it comes to manufactured, made-for-TV groups. 4 years later, in May 2013, Aubrey, Dawn, Shannon and Aundrea announced a reunion without Diddy as their manager. They said they were returning on their terms. They announced their upcoming single, Rage, produced by The Stereotypes, the same producers who were responsible for their biggest single to date, Damaged. D. Woods was not part of their reunion. She said in an interview, "It has been brought to my attention that the former group members of Danity Kane will be reuniting, and while I will not be a part of that reunion, I wish the ladies blessings and much success in their endeavours. My focus is on the future and all the exciting opportunity it holds. I cannot wait for you to hear my new music and see my theatre and film projects." Danity Kane, without D. Woods, went on to do various shows and continued to work with top producers, despite not having Diddy in their corner anymore. They had a reunion concert at the House of Blues in LA. They toured in 2014 across the US also. The single Lemonade, featuring Tyga, was released on SoundCloud. It was their first single in 6 years. Then it was announced that Aundrea would be leaving the group to focus on getting married and starting a family. 2 dreams of mine have been to be a singer and to be on stage like this and to have a family. In a couple of months, that's all coming true. I've gotten to do some amazing things with Danity Kane, but it's time for me to start the next chapter in my life. Aundrea gave her support to Aubrey, Dawn and Shannon, saying, "They're gonna kill it for you, while I go and have some babies." She announced her leaving at the end of one of their shows. Dawn, Shannon and Aubrey continued as a trio. Then, more drama, that's right. A fight ensued between Dawn and Aubrey, just a couple of months after releasing their comeback single, while in an LA recording studio. Dawn allegedly punched Aubrey and the police were called.
No, there is no excuse for my behavior. But what I'm saying is, everybody gets pushed to a limit. I have been very good. When something is poison and you go into the studio and people are literally going behind your back and lying to you and taking your vocals and doing things that are shady, that's foul. I believed in them. I'll go even deeper and tell you guys that I got sick. That they had a whole week to go in the studio by themselves, and I text them and I was like, "Kill it. I love you guys. Y'all gonna kill it. And whatever you leave open, I'm gonna go in and record." They had a whole week. You're doing too many ad-libs. It's gotta be the whole group. And I'm like, yo, but we could go to the top. Doesn't matter who's singing what.
Word.
And I walked in the studio and they were secretly, they told me we had studio the next day, and they went in the day before and was like, gonna record the ad-libs I did. My vocals. And I walked in on them doing it. And I tried to confront them, and they were like, no, we're talking and putting hands in face. And I blacked out, and I couldn't believe that the only place that I really love was, I gave up everything, like all of us did, for like foul. I couldn't believe it.
She sucker punched me in the back of my head.
What did you do back?
She left the room. I ran out.
She ran out.
Like the white girl that I am, and I immediately got on my cell phone and I called the police.
It's no surprise that a few days after the alleged incident, the band once again announced they were splitting. Their third album, DK3, was still released a few months later. The album got good reviews, with Jonathan Brown of Rant Lifestyle saying DK3 still proves that in spite of their downfall, they still had amazing things to offer. The group received a lot of praise for their vocals, harmonies and production. but the main consensus was that they needed to get it together quick, and that the drama was taken away from the music and stopping the group from reaching its full potential. They managed to sound great as a trio, but the unity clearly wasn't there. After the second disbandment, Aubrey and Shannon eventually formed a duo called Dumb Blonde, and Dawn released a solo album. The three of them now perform together. They had a tour in 2018, and Aubrey and Shannon performed as a duo, and Dawn performed her solo material, and they also performed classics from Danity Kane, so they have obviously patched things up. On E! News, Dawn said, "We're sisters at the end of the day. New music is expected from them this year. And guess what? Making the band is also coming back. Will you be watching?"
We back, baby! Yeah!
As for the group's demise, Aubrey blames Diddy. In an interview reported in Us Weekly, she said, "Diddy broke us up in the height of our fame on national television, on MTV. I want to talk about what we're going through, because I think what Danity Kane has gone through since then is so powerful for women, for people, for artists. We have had to learn everything the hard way since we were broken up by Diddy on national TV. If you go on a reality TV show, understand that producers and TV networks are the ones making money. People don't typically get paid for appearing on these shows. Danity Kane and the other acts who appeared on these shows are believed to have not been paid for their appearances. Of course, they did get to stay in luxury apartments and go on trips, all expenses paid. Whether the artists are successful or not doesn't matter as much as the ratings of the show. Some of these artists end up being thrown away after the show ends, never to be heard of again. Their so-called mentors have already made their money and got what they want from the artists, ratings. With the industry not being what it used to be, people not buying albums in full, years of illegal streaming, many record executives saw reality TV as the next best thing. While some of these artists have stood the test of time, many from making the band have not. Day 26 later revealed that their contract with Bad Boy was basically garbage. After a #1 platinum selling album, they made no money from the album sales. Big Mike joked that they made about $15 when the album generated sales of around 15 million. They did, however, make money from touring. Touring is usually how most acts make their money anyway, but not receiving any royalties from the album sales must have been disheartening. The reality is, many artists take bad contracts because if they don't, someone else will be in their place in a heartbeat for the fame and opportunity to live their dream. So where are the members of Danity Kane today? Aundrea is enjoying domestic bliss with her family. She has a stepdaughter and went on to have her dream wedding. D Woods got into acting and released 2 EPs. Dawn is an accomplished songwriter and she wrote many songs for Danity Kane. She and Q broke up after 5 years of dating, believed to be due to his cheating. She also works as an animator for Adult Swim. She released her solo material and continues to tour with the other remaining members. She was also in a group with Diddy called Diddy Dirty Money. This group really did their thing with their critically acclaimed album, Last Train to Paris. But sadly, the group did not release another album. There was a weird rumour going around saying that Dawn had changed her appearance dramatically, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on plastic surgery. She has denied this, and she still pretty much looks the same. Aubrey became a reality TV star as well as a performer. She appeared in Celebrity Big Brother and The Apprentice. An affair with Donald Trump Jr. was later revealed. He is believed to be who her 2013 track DJT was about. She also dated Jersey Shore's Pauly D. Her look has somewhat changed over the years, to say the least. Did Diddy call this all those years ago? Or did he overreact and stop Danity Kane going as far as they could have. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Click the bell for more and don't forget to share.